Deep fake video Rob with another one. Hate to say it, but this guy's deceased, ex-military, explaining to you about V2K and about phantom touching and about piggybacking using microwaves. So let's get into it.
As I see here, they're attacking people around the world in this cyber operations. They're remotely controlling and firing frequencies at people to make them attracted, like say a man. They're attracting them to be attracted to a child or whatever, and sitting there watching and doing all this shit. And these people are doing this, they're saying it's for SF-86 research. And they're sitting there laughing and making out and all that stuff. Know all their names and everything, so I'm going to go to DC to talk about this.
So let me pause that. Now listen to what he says. This is a Marine. They're shooting frequencies and making out watching the V2K. That means having sex with one another, if you didn't know.
And sitting there watching and doing all this shit. And these people are doing this, saying it's for SF-86 research.
Let me pop it again.
When firing frequencies at people to make them attracted, like say a man. They're attracting them to be attracted to a child or whatever, and sitting there watching and doing all this shit. And these people are doing this, saying it's for SF-86 research. And they're sitting there laughing and making out and all that stuff. Know all their names and everything, so I'm going to go to DC to talk about this. They're using the DARPA programs to make $52 million off people doing DARPA this programs is to chart the neurological pathways using a chart neurological pathways. They're remotely controlling everyone globally. That's what their ultimate goal is with the cyber operations. Military police told me to notify local law enforcement. Well, I can't notify local law enforcement and anything like that. I mean, they can sit there and manipulate the entire body. That's what military police said. I'm sitting in near South Carolina again. I left California. They're remotely controlled. They can remotely control the birds, the weather, and everything. Even ants and people, and fire frequency at your biometric field or whatever, and turn on the attraction button, make you attracted to whatever they want. Man, woman, child, or anything. And they're sitting there, people like David and what's his name, Tom, and their superintendent James. They're sitting on a facility somewhere. And they got confidential clearances, and they've been flown in from all over. They look at them with aerial platforms and this stuff, and they got access to secret component, access information component. They can look it up on the computer instantly. There's over 68 of them in the room. They work in 3 shifts, and they sleep there.
Pause. They work 3 shifts. 24-hour surveillance, TIs.
Some of them go to their dorms or quarters. They got people as high as a major sergeant and second lieutenants and colonels or whatever involved in this.
Let's go again. Play it again.
Some of them go to their dorms or quarters. They got people as high as a major sergeant and second lieutenants and colonels or whatever involved in this. And they're sitting there doing they're training them at the same time. They're doing exploitations with DARPA and all that products. Charting the neurological pathways. They got to show viable evidence of viewable pathways, pliable pathways of the neurological system to control the human mind. They're testing out a product and they want to sell it to SOCOM ultimately to get them for them to get some money for this, for their school. They want $52 million off of me. And now they're going around doing this to everyone all around the globe. And some places they're sitting there saying, if you say one word about this, and then that's all I know. I mean, they sit there and interfere, and they can fire frequencies. That's what makes me stutter and not talk and stuff. You can see videos of me in like Facebook where I never really stuttered or anything like that. So when they're sitting there trying to cause me to stutter and all this, and I've already posted all these videos all over the internet where I'm talking plain and clear. I ain't got no problems talking. I mean, they can sit there and do that. I'm gonna take a chance. I don't know how it's gonna turn out. I gotta leave near you. They got these aerial platforms all over the neighborhood. The aerial platforms, people in South Saudi Sudan was shooting them down with AK-47s. And they're sitting there making remote cyber operating alligators and all these animals and stuff to eat people. And through like 35P military occupation specialty, 17C cyber operations and electronic warfare. And I call military police, they remotely control the FBI and all that stuff. You turn on TV, you see a plausible way that it's possible. But when you turn it off, something happens to your reality. Your reality starts to exist in that damn TV if you don't quit staring at it for long enough. If you get out here and see it for real, it's a whole different ballgame. I walk outside and I've got videos and stuff showing all this. Well, the California protesting system is corrupt. I found out how. They want to, Trump wants to target the legal system. No, it's not the legal system. It's the programs that's not been brought to his attention. Edward Snowden, FISA abuses and all that stuff, been signed off on people. When the military conducts their little tests and secret clearances or whatever, they use secret clearances. Department of Defense said they made bad contract decisions on people with their security clearances. Made bad contract decisions. And they've deployed aerial platforms. It's undetectable BEA stealth radar avoidance technology, and these things simulate like stars that hang in the air, probably about 3,000 feet over my neighborhood right now. But like,
In most TIs, we know about the drones that imitate the stars because we've seen them. I even have them in a couple of my videos, and I've seen a couple other people too. So they have these huge police military drones. They're not the average small drones. These things are huge, and they imitate stars. Facts.
fly them over anything, anyone from people, plants, animals, anything underneath them can be manipulated, including the light. They call it electroglow, or it's a static electromagnetic energy that changes the illumination visibility on the ground, just for free eyes with no light. They're sitting there going around doing directed energies with 17C cyber operations cyber operations officers and 17C cyber / EW, where they got people with AK-47 firing at them all over the world. Everywhere I go, they lock in on my bioresonant frequency. They say that I'm worth 52 million. Like, they've been doing all kinds of things to people called TIs. TIs nationwide. Targeted individuals, electronic harassment. They're sitting there. We had a global protest. They went around disrupting it. Stephen, Daniel, and all of them have been sitting there deploying these aerial platforms over to destroy and disrupt peaceful protests. The state of Chicago is completely under remote control, PSYOP, or whatever you want to call it. They call it
Now, did you hear that? Chicago, one of the largest gang wars. Now, you tell me this is a human trafficking. You know what's going on. Again.
And disrupt peaceful protests. The state of Chicago is completely under remote control, PSYOP, or whatever you want to call it. They call it persona spectrum or whatever. I looked up in public information, and now they're saying that I know too much. Well, no, it's public information. It's transparency with the government. I showed up over my neighborhood doing this to everybody. I got up out of my chair, and for 2 years now, been trying to do things. I've called Homeland, I've called FBI. FBI said several agents. I've talked to one, tracked a phone call straight to Florida, northwest in Naples.
Florida.
239-449-0577. They called that number and traced it to Naples, Florida.
Once again, human trafficking is what, y'all? Big in Florida.
And they're sitting there doing this stuff to people in South Sudan. They flew aerial platforms over Antarctica. They're sitting there and checking everything out. That I may have looked at on YouTube. They can hack people's neurological system and manipulate the human nervous system through electromagnetic signals. Stuff they stole from the Germans.
Pause again. Stuff they stole from who? The Germans. The what? The Nazis. The what? The SS. You mean the guys that practice satanic rituals with children? Those guys? Now, was I lying? Let's keep going.
Government products and experimental aerial platforms. They can fly them over military bases and make them like stars. And they using DARPA technology to make an electromagnetic field to protect them from being hacked. Or some kind of DARPA products, some kind of defense. And they've done this to NSA, they've done this to FBI, they've done this to everyone. FBI, they fly this stuff over to FBI, disrupt signals, and then hack in, do the human intelligence collector, 31 mic, human intelligence collector, which collects actual EEGK remote neural monitoring. This is called remote neural satellite terrorism. That's what they're officially called by the Department of Justice. They're called terror cells. And they're going around globally doing this stuff to people. And these girls on campus are actually dating these guys because they don't get to go out much. And they're actually, teachers and all them sitting there watching this, and they're sitting there threatening the students that's having a problem with it. They're like, well, do you want to join them? Sitting there watching them do all these horrible things to people. Sexual assault by gravitic weapons or magnetosphere bubbles, that's what they call them. Electromagnetic fields, and they got someone coding the signal to keep anything from tracking it. And I'm notified each and every single command or whatever, but what I didn't count on is the insider of this. They use non-conventional. I responded with conventional. At first, contacted the local authorities and stuff, like the government says, if you see suspicious crime or activity, report this to the appropriate authorities. Well, I kept reporting it, and then they would do nothing, so I went a little higher, and then, okay, well, then I started learning the whole entire structure. Then I started contacting committees that regulate all these platforms all the way down to government structure. I wasn't really expecting these little aerial platforms to remotely control government officials, but they did. They fire the frequencies at them and make them dumb. They can't let go of them, but they're hooking everyone up to this human-on chip thing. That and training, cyber operations. Cyber operations capability, they can sit there and hack anything. People, plants, animals. They say yes, and they can walk around the United States all the time. Look inside our homes. I'm picking on people in Africa right now because they don't have no defense, and they supposedly deployed aerial platforms in Russia. This people are technical. They deployed them over Russia. They deployed them just about everywhere's got a treaty deal, and some is not. Command told them to stand down. What the hell's going on? I don't know if it's JSOC 1 through 4. I know they talk about Central Command. They ultimately report to Command and Control. One joint operations, Army cyber operations, and one joint multi-military, which is Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, National Guard. Well, they're using DARPA products. This team that's going around doing all this. All these bases ain't got this. So they're taking them over with all this stuff. So that's why no one ain't defending this. They supposedly done this to some soldiers at military Marine Corps. They're saying some were resisting. Well, my purpose of my trip to Washington, D.C. is I got some papers that needs to go to the Pentagon because they're intercepting my messages. They're firing these frequencies and doing this stuff to make intercept my messages, so they're not getting here. They're killing my phone calls. They're killing all this stuff. Every time I try to call presidential correspondence, they kill my phone call, and they're using a military occupation specialty communication specialist, person in intelligence, signal intelligence, and all these little tiers that they brought into this team. People from, say, private, recruit. There's recruit girls, whatever, sent here, and it's from 16. Some.
Let me stop it again. Did you hear? They use private recruits. These are tactics.
From, say, private, recruit. There's recruit girls, whatever, sent here, and it's from 16. Summer deployment programs in the military, and these clearances in honor. There's an honors class and everything in school, high school or whatever. Apparently they gotta go back. Some still gotta go to university. Some attend Clemson. Tanya is supposed to live in Malibu, Florida. And,
Florida, once again.
Posing this all over across the road, and you're sitting there. They can turn your fire frequencies, or whatever, like your left ears start ringing, tendinitis. This is supposedly what they call, I seen in a blog, a secret mind control program that leaked out before your request. It shows the full controls and everything. This is going on globally. They killed United Nations soldiers. They supposedly never hit explode for the record. They also have done some things. They remotely control some people in the White House. This team is out of control. So I'm taking a risk going to Washington. They're trying to discredit me, and they're trying to do all these things, and like saying I've been repeating the same thing ever since I got back from California. Now, they're trying to get some things going with ordeals that shouldn't be going on. They're fired and frequencies and called a riot. A dude named Todd, a guy named Paul, he hinders the FBI investigations. Like if I call the FBI for them hacking into my car and killing it at the bank, they'll say, Paul will fix it. So he sits there and hinders FBI investigations, and they use this technology to do it. And they also, Lisa is on the national security thing. They remote control their way in using this mind control technology. And they're readmitting treaty deals with this technology as well. Trump is firing the legal system. It's not the legal system. It's his team.
Deepfake with another one.